Thank you. Very good. Good morning, everyone, and thank you for being with me at your lunchtime. I will try my best to shorten. Okay, I would like to talk about my short observations of Vietnamese non-canonical object and pseudo-incorporated nominal. And first of all, as we can jump to this one, as you know that Vietnamese is the official language in Vietnam, and we have 6 tones, and the basic order as SVO, and we take the head initial orders. And so in this talk, I just show a mismatch, the syntax and the semantics mismatch between two structures in Vietnamese. In the literature, they call them that is a verbal compound. And I take example here, that is cảm ơn, is right. And the second structure, that is, I said that it is a verb, and taking a non-object here, that is, we take it something at a restaurant, and we can say that ăn nhà hàng, like this. Okay, and so what is non-canonical objects and what is pseudo-incorporated nominals? On the left side, in English, we can say that John writes a letter. And if we have additional argument, we will use the prepositional phrase with a pencil. And in English, we cannot accept an example in 1C that is John writes a pencil. And now we look at the corresponding example in Vietnamese. We can say that Jamie or John me write a letter right here. And as original like an instrument pencil, we can use a preferable phrase like bút chì. And also in Vietnamese, we can accept that Trang viết bút chì. I said Jenny write something with a pencil, and this instrument we call that a non-canonical object. And in study of Michel Berry and Ore Yanli in 2019, this non-canonical object function very much like canonical objects. In the right side, that is non-canonical incorporation. That is this very productive and polysyntactic, and it is a process that is now combined with a verb, and it forms a complex verb. And this is example from the Onondaga example. And in 3A, that is non-incorporated structure. And in the 3B, the nominal expression topical is incorporated into the verbal complex. And in pseudo-incorporated nominal or nouns, that is more talk about the relation between the NP and the verb, rather than a verb and a noun in noun incorporation. So that I talk that pseudo-incorporated nominal more syntactic freedom than the noun incorporations. So why I'm here, just got 3 main points. That is why I'm here and why I do this talk, and what is I got new when after I get reading a lot of literature review and make a conclusion. So now we see, sorry. In the semester, my professor asked us to read a lot of literature review relating the noun incorporation and her research in the non-canonical object in Mandarin Chinese. So that I read in the very early in 2012, they observed that the noun incorporation in Northern Icon language have shared some semantic trait with the Mandarin Chinese. So I feel very interesting, and these 2 points, they make this semantic point. That is the first one, that is 2 constructions must get the idiomatic meaning, and the second one, they are not fully productive. Why not fully? Because paneffective, commutative, and recipients in these 3 semantic poles, they are not incorporated. So in Zhang in 2018, she also show the parallelisms between Mandarin Chinese non-canonical objects and pseudo-incorporated nominal, and she raised a new here, that is the non-canonical object and incorporated nominal also can classify types. She termed a new terminology, that is event type classified elements. TCE, like that. And also in her study, I show that there difference a lot, but I, in a short time, adjust as matter. So I put 5 examples to take that pseudo incorporation cannot take a demonstrative, and also have cannot contain possessor, but NCO can't. And a proper name cannot incorporate, but a proper name can be placed at a non-canonical object. And 2 years ago, in another matter, I also submit a paper to claim that Vietnamese have non-canonical objects, and that is a comparative study between Vietnamese non-canonical objects and Chinese non-canonical objects, and they share some very syntax positions like that. So this time in that matter, I want to just my curious that if they share some semantic traits. So Vietnamese, how about Vietnamese NCO? So my first question is that do Vietnamese NCO also share those traits with pseudo nominal, incorporate nominal? And the second question that is what are their differences? Okay, so now we see in the first one, that is talk about the construction institutionalization meaning. So we see in the left side that in non-canonical object, we say that in money, the nominal combination expression combined with the goal, we have interpret that a treasure, or body disappear when interpret at loss. And another incorporated language like here, quarter go, it means flow, or quarter is mean to drink, or word forget means to disobey. Okay, and now see in the right side in non-canonical object construction, I prefer to use that in Lin Zhong professor in 201. He get the conventionalized meaning. For example, we say that to a Chinese people, we're familiar with chopstick when we have a meal. So that the example in 6B, we more someone will accept, but someone will feel very worse. So I said that the Chinese convention to a pupil, that the example in 6B is less acceptable. So they said that two construction have an institutionalized meaning. Now, the second one that is not fully productive. Now, in this slide, we said productive. First one, productive because in the incorporate nomination can be the path. So that it can is the path, and it can be the location, and it also can be an instrument like that. And in the non-canonical objects, Zhang also said example here that is an instrument. Non-canonical object can be instrument like mouthpiece, breastband, or hunting locative restaurant, or temporal evening, and also it can purpose only like that. But the most important in her study, she agreed that commutative and recipient cannot be placed at the non-canonical object position, but she gave evidence to show that the NCO can be a benefactive, like to cut hair for male student, and the 男生 in his 简男生, this means the benefactive can be NCO position here. So that not fully, now we see why not fully, because commutative and benefactive and recipient cannot undergo in the NI construction. And this example I will adapt from a new structure, a new study from McKenzie, that they benefiting recipient commutative, and according example in B, they ungrammatical. And in example from Barry and Lee, they also said that recipient commutative and benefactive cannot be placed at the non-canonical object position. But as I said previous, benefactive is mean we can check again, because in Zhang she proved an example that benefactive can be benefited. Okay. And the next, that is the third symmetric trait they share, that is they can classify kinds in In this study, they said that the incorporated nominal in Northern Equatorian can interpret as a short or a kind of. It is not denote a specified entity or individual. And it is the same in non-canonical object in Chinese. That is in the cutting in event, we can see use the small knife or in a big knife. So and this difference is in here, that is they can take this demonstrative, they can take possessor, and proper name can be as the non-canonical object, that the non-canonical object can, but the unnominal incorporated cannot. Okay, because they raise the claim that because proper name is get DP properties, and the pseudo incorporate nominal, they are an NP, and the verb it cannot be a DP. Right, and to Vietnamese, as I said before, in the literature review and even in our dictionary, this is also verb compound, and they said it is a VO compound in example 19. The nominal expression is a direct object of the verb, but in the example in 20, the nominal expression is complement of the verb. That's all, no further explanation. And we just know that, and someone in the book, they said that it is a subordinate verbal compound. Hole in his book, he also said that it is an example in 20, the nominal expression is conditional object tương ứng điều kiện. So that in my study, I say that example in 20, this structure is NCO in Vietnamese. And so I example here, find that an ergative verb in Vietnamese can take an NCO as its argument. For example, eat, to eat in Vietnamese, it can be transitive, like Jenny eats an apple, Trang ăn táo, and can be like intransitive, Trang ăn chọc. Jenny eats very slowly like that. So it can take nominal like shang, temporal, or can instrument like chopstick, and location like nhà hàng. So that's based on that, I will show that in their syntactic position, you can see two examples here. In Vietnamese, they also in the surface a nominal expression. A nominal expression can follow the verb. The nominal expression can follow the verb. So in the surface, they are the same, but the predicate is total difference. In the left side, we say that they can take another argument, but in the right side, the uncanonical object cannot. If we use an additional instrument, they need to be from in the prepositional phrase. That is the first one I said, and especially that the additional argument, they can be a noun phrase, and they can be a part of the internal argument, and also they can be a clause. Right here, and in transitivity in the verb, in the red line side, they say that most of the example they are transitive, but in the example in 23, non-canonical object in Vietnamese, they are in example A, they are transitive, but example in B, they are intransitive. Okay, so and then we've shown in the semantics, yes, they get the conventional line reading, and we say that pay word is mean to answer or learn, write, that is to make up something, or see in 25, to Vietnamese people, we can use chopstick, we can use spoon, we can use fork. So in these three expression we all accept into Vietnamese people, and we can use that a location like nhà hàng, and we can use the canteen like this to show the location. But another nominal expression like trường, school, we cannot use in this construction. So that I said that also the construction also get conventionalized meaning. And they productive, yes, they do. They are productive, they can instrument, they can manner, they can location, and they also it can be a goal. And in NCO Vietnamese, this is a corresponding example to Zhang Ning 2018 study, that they can use instrument like woodman, an ink pen, or can manner or stylus, or we can use enhanced restaurant, locative, like this. And also we say that committee and recipient cannot be placed at non-canonical object position in Vietnamese too. And now the third semantic that I see, they may classify kind. Yes, they do. In Hole, in a book, he also said that in this compound, they don't denote that is to put ticket into the box. Now, this is put ticket is to combine, that is to form the meaning to vote. And the adjective Zhang white or the adjective Qin secret not modified directly for the ticket nominal expression here. They modify for the whole event voting. That is to interpret, that is to leave a blank note, blank vote, or to modify for the whole event, that is to have a secret ballot. And in Vietnamese non-canonical object, we also can classify, can name a sub-event, like I said before, chopstick, spoon, or fork can be three kinds of eating events. And I give another example for sleep event, that it can use the location on the bed or on the tent, like that. Okay, so but also they have difference. Like example, they cannot take example, cannot take the demonstrative, and also cannot take some adjective in here, but NCO can. And the last one, that is proper name. Yes, it's a proper name. I said that proper name can be NCO, like Park Haya Ong Yunhe is a famous walking street in Ho Chi Minh City, and we can use in this example. But in the verbal, like place name, meaning to name or to give a name, we cannot delete this nominal expression. Also, that the proper name cannot incorporate it in this way. Okay, so conclusion here. I'll answer my first question. Yes, Vietnamese can share some semantic and syntax with the pseudo incorporated nominal. Like in the surface, they are VN surface, right? In semantic, their construction have a conventional line meaning, and they are productive, and also they can classify event. Also, I say that this term is claimed by Zhang Ning. And the last one, that is my second question. I answer that yes, they are different, not totally similar. That is that in the syntax, they predicates one is intransitive, but another one is not. And the structure inside the verb, one is operative, but another one, most of case, they must be transitive. And in semantic approach, we can see that the non-canonical object can take demonstrative, can take adjective, and SEB can be a proper name. So that this difference wants to claim in my study 2 years ago and support that non-canonical are not compound as we think, as we thought in the Vietnamese literature review. And I think that the compound, this concept in the Vietnamese, especially in verb compound, must be to have further investigations. And that's end for my topic. Thank you very much.